to fight at the tribunal. It's just, that's not, those are not elections. But what I'm saying is that look at our electoral process, what it has become. It's no longer election. I'm reiterating that it has become selection. And if Nigerians go blinded or blindfolded into another election, you will get another selection. They would have, in fact, I can tell you that the person who is going to win the election in 20 probably has been decided. And we're all just...
How could that be?
You know now, it's your man.
Who's my man?
The Tinubu. They probably decided it already.
Well, let's move on now. You see, you talked about the election which you think was the most credible ever in Nigeria's history, which is that of 1993, and the Social Democratic Party, SDP, won that election. But now we're seeing SDP, let me call it a resurgence of the SDP now. They appear to be the beautiful bride. We have seen El-Rufai move into the SDP. Hamza Al-Mustafa also now in the SDP. It appears as if more politicians will cross to the SDP. This resurgence of the SDP, could it be deja vu, you know, winning in 1993, and who knows, they might just get lucky again in 2027 with the new entrants they're having?
The people who are going to SDP,
it's the same SDP, you know, Abiola, on whose platform Abiola won that election.
Do you know that there's a biological terminology known as mutation, when a living organism starts out as a worm and then over time it becomes a snake? You know, it's called mutation. The SDP wasn't even a party that I could say like I'm proud of, because it was created by Babangida in his, a little to the left, a little to the right, created SDP and the National Republican Convention as the NRC. So I can't identify. To be honest with you, I didn't vote in 1993 because I was at the university and we were in NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, of blessed memory. I'm not talking about the current one. And we decided that nobody could trust Babangida to hand over power. So we didn't vote. We only came out after Babangida tried to annul the election. But everybody certified across the country that elections were free and fair, and that we felt it was just, fair, and pertinent on our part to jump on that and use that to drive the military out of power. So the SDP of 1992-93 is not an SDP I'm proud of. I don't know. I'll make the public disclosure here. The presidential candidate of SDP in the last election is my friend, Adebayo. Yeah. So, and he knows himself that he inherited a party in which, he had one leg in one place and the other leg on the other. So, but he wasn't the chairman of the party. But what I can tell you is that I'm a chairman of a political party. That's the AAC. So I get to meet political parties at meetings of political parties with INEC. And if you know what happened in those meetings, there are 18 of us left now. There used to be 79 political parties in 2018, 2019. These political parties are not, most of them are appendages of the major political parties. In fact, some of them were created by the mainstream political parties so that they can use them as special purpose vehicles. I do not know where SDP is going, but within 2 days after El-Rufai arrived, they had already torn the place apart. They were going to remove Oluwagunloye, and there must have been a reason why they want to remove him.
Well, everyone is fighting for control.
Exactly.
El-Rufai coming to the party would also want to have some form of control.
But you see, one thing I know, and I will disclose here, is that the SDP is a family of Ahmed Bola Tinubu as well. It's one of is one of the branches of his ministry. Yeah? So I don't know if he has lost interest in the SDP, but if it was the SDP before he won the primaries of the APC, it's going to be tough for these new entrants to get too far within the... there's a small turtle in our area in Ondo State. They call it Aluke-Luke. That's the local name for it. When children go to play with it, he will allow the parents to walk away, and he will open up, and when the child puts his hand in between it, he will close until the parents come. He will never let go of the finger of the child. That's what the SDP might be for all this entrance. And I want to make another prediction. It may not come to pass. Because it was like they sent El-Rufai to SDP as a circus. You know, there's a circus, you know, when you have like all these dangerous animals and you want to do a circus, you send somebody to go inside first. And it seems like when El-Rufai came, he was mauled by the first lion. I don't know which lion mauled him. Maybe it's Adebayo or the SDP people who knew this was going to happen. And I suspect that not as many people were going to move over to SDP would do so, because I think they found out that there's a torture there that's probably going to handle them differently. Well, but like I said, I'm not a member of the party, but I'm just giving you, so my own understanding of the political.
Clearly, you think the SDP is going nowhere.
I don't know how far they can go, considering these characters that are jumping over the place, and my own personal conviction that this coalition is not about winning election. I think it's a coalition for negotiation, and it's a coalition to distract the Nigerian people, to create an impression that there's going to be opposition to the current APC government. Whereas these are APC operatives.
Well, I think
most of them.
Let's move on. I would like to hear your